Well, here we are. We're done with obviously pre-conference and head into Fayetteville, Arkansas this weekend. So excited to be here and practice for a couple of days. Obviously we have some things to tidy up, but overall not a bad pre-conference season. Some good, some bad, but pretty consistent with what, kind of usually happens, right? You have some really good wins and you have some losses that, maybe we execute a couple of things and it would go a different direction. So excited to start this weekend. Obviously starting off on the road. We were just in Waco, so that gave us a good little taste of being on the road. They're having a good year. They got some good pitching and we got some good pitching, so we'll see how it kind of goes.
Coach, with how tough your non-conference has been in some of these tournaments, how do you feel like that has prepared this squad for what is a very tough conference?
Yeah, I think we are the most prepared that we can be, honestly. And I think we just have dealt with a lot of different external distractions, whether it be time zone, whether it be game times, whether it be weather. We've had a lot of those. We've had actually all of those. And so I think that's going to help us. It's only going to help you, right? It's never going to hinder you. It's going to help our youth, understand how to kind of grind through it, how to play in different conditions. I don't know. I feel like we're in a good place, honestly. We need to, like I said, there's lots of room for improvement. I'm not one to sit here and we're great, but I do feel like we're in a good spot. We understand what we need to work on. I think we just got to execute. We need to just continue to work on the things we've been working on.
So what's your approach on the road? Every coach has a different approach. Some want to go early, some want to practice certain spots. So what is the Trisha Ford game plan for road games and conference play?
Yeah, we'll go early. Yeah, so we're going to actually do some hitting before we leave here on Thursday morning. We'll hop on the plane. We'll get there, land. We'll have dinner. We'll practice at Arkansas. I like for us to be in their facility, understand how the field plays, and just kind of get loose. So we'll do that on Thursday night. Go home. Go back to the hotel. And then we'll get up on Friday and also hit in the cages and kind of get them going. I don't like to sit around, to be honest with you. I feel like you can, I don't know. That's just probably me, to be honest with you. I don't like to just sit in a hotel for 14 hours. So we'll get up, get our bodies moving a little bit. We'll do some flushes on the road. We'll do some lifts on the road. We'll get them going. So nothing crazy, but we're definitely active and moving. And that's really to get us ready for postseason, right? So if we drop off and stop training and doing the things that kind of got us in this position and hopefully will continue, to help us develop, then you're obviously going to kind of take a step back. And I think, honestly, the last couple of weeks, there's been some things that have trickled in because we haven't been able to practice. We've been Thursday to Sunday pretty much the last 3 weekends. And so it'll be nice to kind of get some more practices in. But yes, it's full of practice.
Offensively, when you're hitting versus this last weekend,
Yes.
grinding it out
Yes.
at the plate. What are you telling the ladies as SEC play starts? What do you need to cut off?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a very simple person, so I think some of the things that we've gotten away from is being aggressive early in counts with balls over the plate. I think we had too many takes on good pitches, and then it kind of puts you in situations that forces you to make maybe bad decisions or So I think especially as we go into conference play, that's going to be something we really focus hard on and talk about is just, being aggressive early in the count, balls over the plate. I think the other thing that we could do better is our base running. There's been some things the last couple of games that we could tidy up. So that'll be something that we're going to watch some film today and kind of go over. I really enjoyed that. We'll bring them in here and kind of review the weekend, some things that we did well, some things that maybe we need to work on, and they can see it because they're visual learners. So we do that, then we go out to practice and obviously work on some of that. But I think the biggest thing is we're going to get Cottrell back this weekend. So That's a good, yeah, it's big for us. It changes our dynamic of our lineup. I thought Morgan Smith did a really good job, honestly, this weekend. Had really good at-bats. I was really impressed with her. So, and it takes, this weekend, if you kind of look at it, was different people at different times, which was kind of cool. And so that's what you're hoping as the season goes on. It's not just X player or Y player. We have some options. So Keely Williams also, kind of came on strong this weekend. So I don't know. I think, like I said, I think having some pieces back is going to help us.
So you break down the national parks, and then you have like one girl still places.
Yep.
One girl with more than like 4 home runs. So what do you feel is going to be the key matchups that you
Yeah, we're gonna have to make Dels throw strikes, to be honest with you. She is obviously pretty dynamic, All-American. But if you really look at what she's great at, is getting you to swing at bad pitches, and so that's going to be key for us. So go ahead.
So did that help you play in the Baylor picture?
Yeah, very similar. It's kind of crazy. We talked exactly like that. That Dari and the Arkansas pitcher are very similar. So we've got 2 full games of that information. But I think the other thing is going to be just keeping the ball in the park. I mean, I think that's a really small ballpark. I think it's like 190 down the line. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to concentrate on. I think our pitching has held its own. There's areas that obviously we can improve in. Some of our walks and hit by batters, I feel like they're just trying to give me gray hairs, and I told them they're going to start paying for my hair appointments. But, there's a lot of good things. I think Emily Kennedy, you guys have seen her grow up this year. I mean, it's been amazing. I feel like her transformation, we're going to utilize some more off-speed pitches. I think that's going to be the other thing that's, key for us to be successful. And if you watched the game last night, I feel like Leavitt matches up really well against Arkansas. So Arkansas played Central Arkansas last night. So I think we have a lot of different looks pitching wise. And I'll always go and I'll always go pitching because that's, where my head goes. But we have, 5 pitchers that are very capable to give us some looks. And we've talked about kind of where I see them this weekend already, because I want them to start visualizing, getting their heads right, those types of things. Because this weekend's going to be big. So it's going to be a battle. But I love it. That's the best thing about it is we're going to go in there. We're the underdog, right? We're at their place. I don't know. I feel like that's the time that I love to compete.
You mentioned Emily Kennedy, kind of her growth and transformation. How, what do you expect to see from her this year? We've already seen the no-hitter and what she's capable of. I mean, how important is her success to the team's success?
I think it's crucial, honestly. I think Emily is starting to kind of find her groove. I think the biggest thing, and we talked about it, we had a discussion. I had just a chat with each individual pitcher of okay, let's assess pre-conference. We're going into conference play. What do you think you did well? What do you think we need to work on? And one of the things she just said was minimizing the free paces, and I think you're going to start to see that. I think she's starting to understand. If you watch her at the beginning of the year, when she was missing and she kept missing the same way. And now, the last about week and a half, her last 2 weekends of play, she'll make a miss, right? That happens. But you can see her process and being okay, this is what I need to do. And she's making that adjustment. You're not seeing the same pitch over and over. That to me is ooh, that's good stuff right there. She's really starting to be a professional out on the mound instead of being a thrower. And that's what her and I really talked about today is I feel like that's where her growth is happening. She's not letting her emotions, her frustration, the strike zone, any of those things really kind of take control of her thought process. She's really the ball did this, I need to do this in order for it to do X, Y, and Z. And so that part really excites me. So I think as she gets more and more comfortable with that, and we're going to throw that change up more, I think those are going to be 2 key things that are going to help us win.
And now that you've seen the team without Cottrell, now you're getting back, what kind of dynamic, or how is this team different when she's in the lineup?
Yeah, I think, honestly, it takes some relief in the top of our lineup. I think it takes some relief off of Trinity. I think she just brings, a different feel to the game. She's a natural leader. She's behind the plate, so she's talking every pitch. she was driving us all crazy this weekend in the dugout. We had to give her things to do. I was like, Cottrell, you can't sit here. Like, yeah. So we gave her some charts and stuff to do to keep her in the game. But she's a coach out on the field, so I think she just brings another level of calmness, but also confidence to our team.